Welcome to Shepherd's Coffee Talk. Today we're talking about another body shape with, of course, our very own Elaine Charon. And we're talking about what shape today?
The apple.
The apple, and what makes an apple an apple?
Right. So, interestingly enough, many women think they are an apple.
Oh.
Because part of the apple is that you have a fuller midsection, rounded. But that's not the only part of the body that an apple morphs into. It's the only shape that one is not born as, but can morph into. Yeah.
So let's take a look at some apples. And who have you chosen as your apples? The apple of your eye.
The apple of our eye is you, Marlene.
The apple body shape 101. So the apple body shape is the one shape that one is not born as but can morph into. It has to do a lot with genetics. So thank you, Marlene, for modeling as the apple. So the body is impacted and changes occur. It starts with the neck. So there is typically a bit of what we call a dowager's hump. Many of us have it. It is accentuated with age. Okay, so you'll see this curvature here. The shoulder line is impacted as well. So the shoulder starts to slope down. Because this happens, the arm will appear longer than what it was. Okay. The bust line is typically a fuller rounded bust line, and then the tummy. So the tummy starts from right under the bust line and it's rounded, as you can see here. It can often protrude past the hip line as well. So it's that rounded tummy, hence the name, the apple. Okay. The leg line is unimpacted. So you've got fabulous legs that you can really showcase and show off however you want. And then can we have a look at the back, Marnie? So here again, you can see, ladies, how the shoulder line is sloped, quite narrow here, and then typically the apple will have a rounded tush as well. So there's the apple for you. So we're veering off course just a little here because in talking body shape, we also have to talk about body parts, right? So Nellie is actually an inverted triangle because, again, the broadest part of her is her shoulder line. It's quite strong in proportion to her hips and her gorgeous legs. Now, Nellie, tell us, what is your challenging area on your body?
Challenging area is my stomach.
Your stomach.
My stomach and my derriere, the back.
Your derriere.
Flat.
It's
Like a
flat.
board.
Okay.
And
Well,
in the butt.
a lot
Not
of us.
stomach.
Okay, so let's take a little from here and put it there.
Yes, that's the best.
All right. So the reason we're showing you Nellie in our apple shape video is because often we've mistaken Nellie for an apple, or again, a lot of women mistake themselves for an apple, right?
Yes.
Because of the stomach and the stomach. Again, it's a tummy that starts from right under the bust line, that is rounded, and that can go off on the sides as well. And Nellie does have that. So again, speaking to the fact that you can be a mix of shapes.
It's so interesting, Elaine, because the feedback we've had on a lot of the series is around, I feel like I'm a mix of a couple of different shapes. So wonderful to see what makes an apple, but also to see how other shapes are involved. And then we're addressing not just the shape, but
We're addressing body parts, which you say is very, very important also.
I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. I mean, the shape is important, but if it relates to you again, it's what parts you focus on and want to dress.
sounds like we have another series.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we will do that. We'll do a couple coffee talks on body parts.
Yeah, exactly.
And how to dress it.
But back to apple and apple mix, I guess, a mix of apple. How do we then make them look balanced and amazing?
Let's take a look. So we are using the reveal and conceal method of dressing for our apple body shape Marlene. You want to reveal the neckline. Keep that open as a focal point. Show a little bit of skin there so that the eye is drawn up towards the face away from the midsection. Pop the collar as well. Reveal a little bit of skin at the arms as well with a 3/4 length sleeve that will cut the length of the arm. Marlene is showing you here the midsection. Okay, so there's that tummy that we want to conceal with the help of something like the Go-To tank from Simply. That is a godsend. Okay, so here we're showing you the secret weapon for the apple, and that is the shoulder pad. So if you are a pair with a narrow shoulder line or an apple with a slopish shoulder line, the shoulder pad makes all the difference. As you can see here on the left with the shoulder pad, a little bit of structure. On the right, you see that the shoulder is much less defined. Reinsert the shoulder pad and voila, you have just balanced out the apple shape beautifully. Diagonal lines are amazing as well because they can cut through the midsection. What we've done here as well is added accessories, and you know, this is a trick that works for any body shape. Add the right accessories. Bangles just on one arm, earrings that capture the light, and pearls that are beautiful for the complexion. Add brightness and whiten the teeth and the eyes. We have also gone to a great slim leg pant to accentuate those great gams that the apple body shape has. On Nellie, so Nellie and Marlene are more similar than different. What is different in their shape, of course, is the shoulder line. As you can see, Nellie here does not need any shoulder pads. She has a broad shoulder line. So what we want to do is introduce vertical lines here to minimize the broadness, and we also want to go to a wide leg pant. So that is what is balancing out the broadness in her shoulder line. Of course, we want to minimize the midsection, and something like the Go-To tee here is great. So it conceals the midsection, and you're going to see that it reveals again. What we've said is that you reveal a little bit of skin here at the neckline. Let's talk dominant lines here. So even though you've got the wide banding, okay, print with the that runs throughout this cardigan, it's the dominant line still is the length of the cardigan. So that is what is lengthening Nellie's frame here. Remember, she stands at 5 feet, so definitely a petite. But once you get the base right again with the monochromatic look, we never tire of saying that, you are lengthening the body. Remember this shirt? Marlene was wearing it. So again, when we're saying the Marlene and Nellie are more similar than different, this shirt works for them. It has a circular kind of A-line cut. Again, Nellie uses her own broad shoulder as structure. That's great. Diagonal lines. We saw diagonal lines with the poncho. This t-shirt is great because the print is doing the talking here. So the eye is drawn from left to right, going from top to bottom or bottom to top. You choose, but it's a soft, easy way of dressing on the daily with this great diagonal print t-shirt. So prints can be great that way.
Well, you know, thank you very much for putting those great looks on me because, you know, I morphed. I used to be an hourglass.
Like a lot of women do.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously over years and, you know,
Your
lots of good
your
food.
genes, it's
my
your
genes, I
genetics.
morphed into this
Yeah.
apple. And, you know, but I'm very comfortable in it. I'm not struggling with it. I'm not, you know, feeling bad about it or
You
feeling
celebrate it,
apologizing
Marlene.
for it.
No,
I am what I am.
You celebrate it, and because you understand your shape and because you know how to dress it, it makes you feel confident. And that's part of this whole thing, is how do you feel in your clothes? It isn't just superficial, it's how do your clothes make you feel. So bravo to you and to Elaine too for helping us navigate all of this. So no doubt you have some questions, no doubt you have some comments, no doubt you would like some kind of a personal consultation. So we're going to have an event.
We are on September 5th here at Shepherd's Train Yards in Ottawa and Facebook Live. We're going to have a seminar, workshop, fashion show about celebrating your shape. So we love to hear your questions. We will try to address many of them during the event, which of course you will host.
Yes.
And so please join us September 5th.
It'll be 10:30 in the morning, so if you can make it, great, and if not, just tune into Facebook Live and we'll help you out with whatever we can. If you're here, of course, you'll get to ask questions of our style guru here, but in any event, we'll recap all of the information we've shared in the series with you in our next, so please join us for that.